So I have previously talked about Black Bolt and White Flare and how I believe although these are great sets, I do truly believe prices will go down even further, and I have yet till this day not bought a single Black Bolt or White Flare product. Now there are a lot of reasons why I think that these prices will go down further. I've made videos about it. I'll briefly cover them now so that this video makes a little bit more sense. So Black Bolt and White Flare. They're themed around the black and white era. Black and white era isn't very popular, okay? Secondly, sales volume is pretty lacking compared to previous sets like Deaths and Rivals, Prismatic Evolutions, and Black Bolt and White Flare. For example, if you compare Prismatic Evolutions and pre-order sales and prices, Black Bolt and White Flare, they're both cheaper than Prismatic Evolutions was during pre-orders, yet sales are actually less than Prismatic Evolutions even when it was more expensive. And even now, Prismatic Evolutions ETBs are around the same price as both of these ETBs, yet it's selling about the same as these, two ETBs, and these are on pre-order. Usually on pre-order, you see an inflated amount of sales because of hype and everything, but you're not really seeing that. I mean, yeah, 50 ETBs, 40 ETBs selling every single day is still good, but this is on pre-order. We're literally, under a week away from the release of this set, and only 40 ETBs are selling a day at this price point. To me, that shows weakness. We looked at Deaths and Rivals, booster boxes. When they were $270 on pre-order, they were selling 100 plus a day. And you're looking at this ETB, yeah, it's double MSRP, but when you look at other sets like Prismatic Evolutions and those sales volumes, this isn't that high. And you look at White Flare, pretty much the same story. So just look at sales volume. It's not that hyped, which makes me believe that with this, just showing signs of not being as hyped, most likely prices will drop even further. And I also mentioned about set value, right? Now, Prismatic Evolutions, you look at the set value of, on the English side, it's like still around 5K. In the ETB, yeah, we have gotten restocks, but they're only $110. So in my opinion, I made a video talking about it. When you look at the Japanese sets, how much they're worth, even if you 3x'd the amount of the set value on the Japanese side, let's say that's what the English, set value would be if you multiply by 3 on the Japanese side, it still wouldn't make sense to invest at these prices. Now in this video, what I decided to do to see if is there some multiplier. Could you look at, these Japanese sets and look at these English sets, the equivalents, and see if there's some sort of math you can do to maybe estimate the prices of these sets. So that's what I've done in this video, and we're going to see, is there some sort of math you can do to guess what these sets will be worth, and you can see in this video if there is actually something you can do. So if you look right now, so I did find a website that does show set values of Japanese sets, which I'm happy I was able to find one. It's TCG Collector if you're wondering the website. So if you look here for Black Bolt, all nice artworks, right? Right now on the Japanese side, the market price for the set is $1,275. If you look at White Flare, pretty much the exact same price, $1,228. So these are the Japanese market prices of each set, the total set value. So if you look at these, like I mentioned before, it's hard. You don't know what the price is going to be on the English side. You don't know what's going to convert to, right? But in this video, we're going to go over multiple Scarlet and Violet sets to see the multipliers, to see is there some consistency, is there something we can guess here to see maybe what the English sets will be worth based on this number. So first here, Prismatic Evolutions. Now I wanted to talk about this one first because it is a very hyped up and very popular especially set, so I thought this would be a good one to put first. And out of all these, it's a pretty big multiplier when you compare to the Japanese side. So you can see the English set value right now is at $4,872. If you look on the Japanese side, there's a huge difference, the market price only being $966. Now, if you do the math, you divide the English side by the Japanese side, there's about a 5 times multiplier of the set value from the Japanese side to the English side. So keep that number in mind. It's a pretty big number, and you will see throughout all these other sets how different it is. So next here, 151, another very popular set, right? The English set value is at $972. If you look on the Japanese side, you can see there's already a huge difference here. It's not 5 times the amount on the English side versus the Japanese side. It's not that big of a difference. So the market price for the Japanese side is $765. You do the math, it's only a 1.27 multiplier. Compared to Prismatic Evolutions, that's a lot less. Now we keep moving on. Journey Together, $625 on the English side. On the Japanese side, $505. The multiplier, 1.23. Okay? Next, Surging Sparks, $1,089 on the English side, $516 on the Japanese side, but this does have two sets. Paradise Dragona, $353. Now you add them up. This is the Japanese total, all the sets that are in Surging Sparks. It's a 1.25 multiplier. Now next, Deaths and Rivals is at $1,998. It's two sets mainly. There are some EX decks that have some cards in there, but I omitted those. The Glory of Team Rocket, $756. And it says Hot Air Arena, but I'm pretty sure it's Heat Wave Arena, but $592. And you can see here, the multiplier is 1.48. Now the last one here is Paldean Fates, is at $1,235 on the English side. On the Japanese side, it's $859. The multiplier is 1.43. So what is to take away from looking at all these sets? Obviously, I didn't do every single Scarlet and Violet set because that'd be kind of crazy. But looking at this data, it seems like for the most part, right, from all these sets, it's in between a 1.25 to about a 1.5 multiplier from the Japanese set value to the English set value. So if you did apply that to these sets, right, a 1.5 or a 1.25, whatever in that range, multiplier to the market price of Black Bolt or White Flare, still, in my opinion, it wouldn't even matter. The set values would probably be then around $2,000, and even at that set value of Black Bolt or White Flare, if you look at Prismatic Evolutions, the total set value, like I just showed, is still at around $5,000. The ETBs are at $110. You look at these, they're both around $100, $110. It still wouldn't make any sense, in my opinion, why you should invest at this price point. However, I did show you guys there was one outlier here, Prismatic Evolutions, where the total set value on the English side compared to the Japanese side was 5 times. So for the most part, everything like I showed you here was between 1.25 to a 1.5 multiplier, but there was an outlier for Prismatic Evolutions being a 5 times multiplier. Now I didn't do this whole thing with other sets. I didn't do this with Paldea Evolved. I didn't do this with Paradox Rift. I didn't do this with Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, any of those sets, right? So those could have different multipliers that are different from all these ones I've showed you. But from these sets that I've done the math on in this video, there seems to be some consistencies with other sets, but there is an outlier. And there could be other outliers that I haven't done or showed, but Prismatic Evolutions is a big one where there's a 5 times multiplier. So you can see it is going to be kind of hard to really say what this set will do and how the prices will be on the English side, but I think a huge indicator that this set still is not going to be like Prismatic Evolution's level of a multiplier is you look at the sales volume. That's the biggest thing for me, and obviously the set being, based on the black and white era, the sales volume is pretty weak, and I really would have a hard time believing that sales volume would have a huge increase after the set being released, because on pre-order, guys, we're so close to release and these sales are pretty weak for where the prices are at. It just doesn't show much signs of going up, in my opinion. I mean, the card artworks are really great. Like when you look at these, they're amazing. I really like the artworks, and eventually I want to have, Black Bolt, White Flare, ETBs, but just right now, the sales volume is lacking. The black and white, it's not that popular of an era, and I think this will be one of those sets, like I've compared to Journey Together, where there will be some initial hype, but it will quickly die off, and that's where you might see prices start to fall. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it'd be interesting to see this because I had mentioned before previously how it is kind of hard to estimate Japanese set values to English set values. So I decided to go and check out a few of these sets to see if there was some consistencies, with which there was, right? But there was an outlier like Prismatic Evolutions. So maybe it is possible this will be an outlier where maybe the 1.25 to the 1.5 multiplier doesn't apply to the set. It may be an outlier like Prismatic, or maybe even worse, where possibly on the English side, this set isn't received as well as the Japanese side. It's very hard to tell, but I thought this video was interesting to make and see the information. So that's all I have for you guys here today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.